What's up, y'all? My name is Kenny. I'm an addict. I'm a dopeless hope fiend, and this is the 458th time I've tried to make this video, so let's get this started and see if I can do it right. This is step 4. I am not taking you through step 4. You need your sponsor for that. Remember, if you have not done steps 1, 2, and 3, these are all in order for a reason. I need you to stop, hit pause, go back in my library on YouTube and find steps 1, 2, 3. I did it in less than 2 minutes. I explained everything and took you through it. I can take you through that. Steps 1, 2, and 3, we could do it together. After that, go find a sponsor for step 4 through 12. It's a program of action, okay? But before we get started, I'm going to explain shit. Okay, I was explained to by a master guru named Gigi. She's on point with this shit. Okay, so this is shit she taught me. All right, now listen, before we go from 3 to 4, there's a thing called a third step prayer. First off, in the 4th step, before we do any of the 4 steps, we say prayers in between each one. First, before we get to 4th step, I'm going to read the 3rd step prayer. And before I do, it says, we found it very desirable to take this spiritual step with an understanding person, such as our wife, our best friend, or some spiritual advisor. But if you cannot find somebody like that, if you can't find somebody you trust, it's better to do this alone than to do this prayer with somebody you do not trust. And it's saying to do this prayer with somebody because in the Bible, it says, when you pray 2 or more in my name, I will be near you. So the more people get together, the powerful the prayer is, okay? But I'm going to run through this with you. And it says, if you do this honestly and humbly, a great effect might be felt immediately. Okay. Now I'm going to tell you this much. A few weeks ago, when I decided to give my life to God and ask Jesus to come into my heart, I got on my knees and I said a prayer so humbly and so honestly that by the time I stood up, I felt different, and I don't have to lie to y'all. You are not the judge. I don't have to lie to you. Get it? All right, check this out. I'm going to run through this. God, I offer myself to thee. Time out. If you don't want to do this with me, put your earmuffs on. Everybody else, let's go. God, I offer myself to thee to build with me and do with me as thou wilt. Relieve me of the bondage of self that I may better do thy will. Take away my difficulties, that victory over them may bear witness to those I would help of thy power, thy love, and thy way of life. May I do thy will always. So that's the 3rd step prayer. I'm going to break it down for you. Some of y'all are fried out. Some of you have smoked yourselves all the way retarded. God, I offer myself to thee. Remember now, the first 3 steps. We admitted we got a problem. And our lives are fucked up and insane. All right. We came to believe that a power greater than ourselves can restore us to sanity, where we're trying to be restored to. Okay, now we believe that you can't restore me, I can't restore me. You guys can't watch this video and I can't restore you, but a higher power can is what I'm trying to tell you. Okay, so then once we believe that, meaning we weighed all the factors, we have come to terms, and that is the fact that we believe that shit. Okay, now we can decide to give our lives over to the care of God as we understood him, to give our will and our lives. Now, what it's saying here is, I offer myself to thee. I submit, and there's nothing bitch about submitting. What it's saying is we surrender, we bow down, we let go of all resistance to. We are letting God drive, and we are sitting in the passenger side. It's not just a bumper sticker. Who's texting me? All right. God, I offer myself to thee to build with me and do with me as thou wilt. What it's saying is, there is a Bible verse, and I can't remember what it is, but it says, for I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you, not to harm you, plans to give you hope and future. Hold on, slow down. For I know the plans I have for you, to prosper you, not to harm you, plans for the future. I don't know where it's at. I can't remember. But what it's saying is surrender, because God has plans, has big plans for you. I promise you. And we don't know what they are. Just let go. Surrender completely and let him do what he wants. We are clay balls, and he's going to form us into something special. I promise you. Relieve me of the bondage of self. What's that saying? Get rid of my ego, that I may better do thy will. Get rid of my ego, because it is blocking me from doing what you want. Take away my difficulties, that victory over them may bear witness to those I would love. Like I said, take away my difficulties. My difficulties are not your difficulties. We all have different ones. Mine is hard-headed, stubborn, selfish, fucking self-seeking behaviors, shit like that. saying take those shits away from me so I can better connect and have a better conscious contact with you, okay? So I can better do your will, okay? Because when I'm stubborn, I don't want to listen. I'm not giving you my will, all right? So it's saying take those difficulties away. It's not saying give me peachy fucking rainbows and donuts and shit and fucking puppy dogs and shit and make my life easy. It's not saying that. It's just saying what I just said. All right. Now, boom. We've done that. Next, we launched out on a course of vigorous action. By vigorous, they're saying we are exerting much energy into this action. This is not regular action. In this case, it is okay to be extra. Okay? Vigorous action. The first step, which is personal house cleaning, does not mean go clean your house. Does not mean to grab a fucking broom and a mop. It is talking about your house, your temple. Remember? Temple. That's why temple. We are cleaning out our temple. We are kings of our own kingdom, queens of our own queendom, whatever. We are cleaning that shit out because it says right here, most of us have never attempted to do this. I haven't. You haven't. If we have, it wasn't 100%. Our decision is vital and crucial. I told you that already. This is the biggest decision of our lives. Okay? And it could have little permanent effect unless at once followed by a strenuous effort to face and to be rid of the things in ourselves which have been blocking us. Okay? Followed by a strenuous effort to face and get rid of. When strenuous, he's saying vigorous. The guy that wrote this book, he's real big with words and doesn't like using the same word twice. Okay, he sat down with a thesaurus and he did this book. Now, I don't know. I wasn't there. It's in 1930. That's what somebody told me. All right. But strenuous is just like vigorous. Exerting great effort. So we're going to exert great effort to face and get rid of the things in ourselves which have been blocking us. Character defects, flaws. What is that you say? Character defects being things like I said, hard-headedness, stubbornness, self-seeking behaviors, scumbaggedness, dishonesty, just being all around piece of shit. Like when I'm using, I am. Sorry. I don't worry about those things now. It's because it says, if I could go back in time and change the shit, I would. And if I can't go back in time, I can't. But if I could, and I know I would change the shit, if I can honestly say that, then I don't worry about it now. I was a scumbag, but I don't worry about it. I can't do nothing about it, but from now on I can. All right. But it's saying our scumbaggery was blocking us from a connection, okay? So AA, the philosophy in AA is we have a spiritual disease. We have a disease which is blocking us from having a spiritual higher connection, conscious contact with a higher power. We have something blocking a disease. The drugs was a symptom of, a solution of, okay, a symptom being the manifestation of an allergy or a disease showing itself, right? And by disease, they're saying like an abnormality of an organ. Okay, the organ being the brain. We have an allergy in our brain. Allergy being, fuck if I can find it quick enough. Fuck, man. Damn, Gigi told me this shit too and I forgot it. Oh, the scumbag again. All right, whatever. An allergy is fucking man. I don't fucking know. I don't want to say the wrong thing, but whatever. What it's saying is those things are blocking us from having a conscious contact with a higher power. And when we don't have conscious contact with a higher power, our values and our morals are not the same as what they would be if we were in conscious contact. Okay, so when we are giving God our will and when we're doing his will, we don't have the same values. Our morals are way up here. Our values are way up here. And what it's saying right now is we are going to go through and we are going to search and find and write on paper all of our character flaws and defects. What we're going to do is 4 categories. There's going to be resentments. There is going to be, I want to do this in the right order. Resentments is first. Who do we think harmed us? What did they do to our self, pride and shit? I want to do this in the right order though. Okay, here we go. I think it goes fear next, but I'm not sure. Okay, yeah. So resentments, sorry about that long pause. Resentments, fears, sex inventory, and harms. So resentments is who harmed us. who we resent, because resentment is the number one taker, backer, outer of addicts. So holding on to resentments is like us drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. Doesn't work like that. Get rid of that poison. Because when we have a resentment balled up in our Christ chakra right here, we cannot receive blessings. We cannot manifest any blessings. Okay? Because it's blocking the Christ chakra. Or whatever you guys want to call it. So when we do the first one, it's going to say what we're doing now is an inventory, a moral inventory. Moral meaning truth. We're doing a truth inventory. What we're doing is we're writing down all the real deal shit that is fucked up about us, all our symptoms, all our causes and conditions is what Bill called it, or Bob called it, whatever guy's name that wrote this book. Causes and conditions was simply a term back in the 30s, I believe. I wasn't there, but I think it's just a term for like the fucking get to the fucking root of. Okay, that's what he's saying. Get to the root, because it says right here, our liquor was but a symptom. So we had to get down to causes and conditions. I think it just means our liquor was a symptom, like I just explained, and causes and conditions, just getting down to the root of, okay, why we did it. Like self-centeredness, I'm a selfish motherfucking scumbag. That's why I did it. Okay, so why? So once I do these lists, we're going to start seeing a pattern, okay? Well, it says I was dishonest here. It says I was dishonest here. So, well, damn, I was dishonest there. There's a pattern. Okay, that's why we write it down. We can identify the patterns easier. All right? And then by inventory, when I say moral inventory, a truth inventory. Inventory like as in a supermarket. A supermarket takes an inventory. They look at all the cans that are fugly and dented up and fucked up, and they'll remove them from the shelves. They look at all the apples. They take all the rotten apples, the fucked up apples. They'll move them out the way. Okay, because what that's saying is the man that owns that supermarket is saying, I got values. I don't want some fucked up ass rotten ass apples sitting on my shelves so my customers see that shit. I got better morals and values than that. So what we're doing is we're doing the same thing in our bodies. We are looking for our conditions that kept us sick. Selfishness, dishonesty, all that shit. We're looking for those and we're getting rid of them, because a business that doesn't do an inventory goes out of business, right? An addict that does not do an inventory go back out and use. Then it says here, resentments is the number one offender. It destroys more alcoholics than anything else. I'm not going into this shit. I have a whole video on it. Resentments is a negative thought or behavior towards a person, that we think harmed us or did harm us. So resentments, and sentir means feel, to feel. Sentir, to feel, and then is again, to feel again, to feel again, to feel again. When we hold on to resentments, we feel it over and over and over again. What happens is it goes from a resentment, then it turns into anxiety, then anxiety turns into depression, then depression turns into self-pity. And once it's self-pity, we use again, because they're telling ourselves, hey, you're a fucking scumbag piece of shit. You can just pick up, because you're never going to stop. You're a scumbag. Go ahead and pick it up. Go ahead and pick it up. And it's our voice telling us, because it's our disease, and it's cunning, baffling, and something else. All right. Who we got here? Fuck, we got to hurry. All right. So anyways, we're almost done. I hope to God this shit doesn't cut off again. Oh, fuck. All right. So resentments. Okay, listen. I'm not going to take you on how to do all these. There's specific fucking formulas that you could do with your sponsor or download it online, whatever. That's the main idea of step 4, is getting rid of all the defects of character so we can have a better conscious contact with our higher power, so we can have better values and morals, so that we can better do his will. That's it right there, okay? 13 minutes. You don't need an hour and a half to fucking explain shit. I hope y'all got that. I appreciate you. I love y'all for fucking subscribing. I appreciate you, Sai, all the way from Switzerland, commenting on all my videos, man. I love that shit. I appreciate you. Peace. I gotta go.